unbelievable. They've gone for the Cape Opango, composed specifically for the All Blacks team. Performed for the first time against South Africa in Dunedin in 2005. Hugh, they reserve it for special occasions. This is going to be one of those.
It certainly is. The general feeling all week was that Joe Schmidt would make changes to his team. Some injury in force with Sean O'Brien and Dan Levy ruled out. So Jordy Murphy takes over an open side to join O'Mahony and Stander in the back row. Devon Toner's line and ability has seen him edge out Ian Henderson in the second row with the front row unchanged. Healy, Best and Furlong. In the backs then, Kieran Marmion keeps his place at scrum half. Gary Ringrose returns to partner Bundy Aki in the centre. Rob Kearney restored to full back with Jordan Larmour making way. Keith Earls and Jacob Stockdale complete the Irish back three. Well, Steve Hansen, despite an average performance against England, has made just one change to his starting 15. The pack remains the same, with Brodie Retallick and Sam Whitelock setting a new record for an all-black lock partnership, starting their 50th test together. Liam Squire, Artie Savea and Kieran Reid retain their places in the back row. The one change then comes in the back line, where Ryan Crotty, who broke Irish Horse so famously with that last-minute try in 2013, comes in for the injured Sonny Bill Williams in the centre. Damien McKenzie keeps his place at full back, with Ben Smith once again picked on the wing and Rico Ioane completing the New Zealand back three. Quick look at the bench then. Dan Levy's injury left a hole on the Irish bench yesterday. Jordy Murphy steps in. Ian Henderson bound to be disappointed in not making the starting 15, but not a bad player indeed to bring off the bench, and he will definitely see game time at some stage. It is a big night for the official in charge, Mr. Wayne Barnes, who I suppose has plenty of experience at this stage. A lot of talk about him during the week, Donald. The touch judges, or assistant referees as they're now called, Matthew Reynal from France and Marius Maitreya from Italy, our television match official Rowan Kidd. But a big night for Wayne Barnes to keep an eye on things. Yeah, it certainly is. For whatever reason, Ireland have got on the wrong side of him. They've lost 6 of the 10 Six Nations matches that he has refereed, but they've just got to work with him tonight. Here we go. The world champions in town, Ireland, and Devon Toner. Brilliant first touch for him, as I say, picked after a brilliant performance off the bench last weekend. No, still in. And that'll do his confidence and nerves a world of good. Catch that first time ball in the contest in the air. Fair contest as Wayne Barnes and New Zealand come back with the ball. Dummy from Barrett there is tackled well by Stander and by James Ryan, as New Zealand settle on the halfway line. First touch for Franks, tackled by Johnny Sexton and Devon Toner. And Smith goes left. This is Taylor. The Crusaders hooker just getting over the halfway line. Ireland very straight and up very quickly as well. Barrett launches the Gary Owen. Stockdale underneath it. Stockdale rises high, but Rob Kearney is in the perfect place at the perfect time to gather the spill ball. It did go backwards, and Ireland charging forward through CJ Stander.
Okay, ball off his feet. Just hold.
Sexton in behind to Ringrose. There from Marmion. Sexton again calling for numbers to come into that Irish line and give him options out wide.
Ball is still in.
Clear instructions from Wayne Barnes there. Marmion, a little bit slow again. Pressure came right down from Retallick. This one's going to stay in play. What a good kick, and Stockdale puts the tackle in on Barrett. Should be there for Smith to use. Whitelock, brought down by Van der Flier. Smith once more. And the crossfield kick is from McKenzie. And a bad looking ball as well. Awkward one for Keith Earls. It just sits up in time for him. Earls returns the favour. It's going to fall nicely though. The pass was respects a player of his quality. For Smith, launches the Gary Owen. Kearney's calling for it. Rob Kearney comes for it. There seems to be confusion there between Kieran Marmion and Rob Kearney.
Okay, that's enough.
Barrett, little dink over the top. Keith Earls has to turn and chase. Rob Kearney coming across. Where's this one going to bounce? Kearney can only go into touch with it. Really good kick.
Yeah, both teams really testing each other out with their kicking game. That's twice Damien McKenzie, who's played a lot of rugby as an out half. He's coming in as a second receiver. A lot of aerial collisions already. McKenzie up to the first one. Bowden Barrett also tested, but New Zealand now in a very strong position. 15 metres out. Their line out imperious last week.
It was on their own throw, and equally 3 steals in horrendous conditions at Twickenham. So We're looking to set a platform here as Cody Taylor listens for the instructions, struggling to hear with the roar of the Irish crowd. And they go to the front. Take from Squire to Savea. Not a bad pass to Crotty, carries it to the 5-metre line. New Zealand first real attack. Went down quickly though and through the legs of Aaron Smith, and look at the pressure there from Van der Flier. Rory Best in on top of it as well. New Zealand desperately trying to recycle the ball.
Just hold.
Options all short here. It is Squire who takes it, 23rd cap for the Highlanders, back row forward. New Zealand piling through, already Savea in the thick of things, and Retallick looking to put his hands on this ball. Little pop pass again, Reid, the captain, tackled by Healy, does his best to hold him.
Where you come?
What a start to the game. Collisions already inside the first 4 minutes. Whitelock brought down by Sexton, who's shoved out of the way. Goodhue makes it to the 5-metre line and just over Stander's in on the ball. He's allowed to play it now, he's told to leave it. Just came down. Reid, again Van der Flier and Healy. He's got to roll away, took it, knocked to the back of the neck as well. McKenzie. First time tackles, no problem for Ireland so far. McKee told to leave it. Smith to Reid. Again, Cian Healy back on his feet to make the tackle. That's 4 tackles in the space of about 90 seconds from Healy. Another big hit. New Zealand pounding away.
You're not on the
Ireland
ball.
so far have not taken a backward step.
Good work.
Stander in over top, it's so Van der Flier. It should be a penalty. It is a penalty. And what about the work of the crowd down around?
Absolutely outstanding. CJ Stander, Gary Ringrose, Josh Van der Flier, all putting their bodies on the line. Massive carries from New Zealand. You saw a different emphasis off the line out. They didn't look to drive initially. They came around the back, shifted the point of attack, but that is a massive psychological boost for Ireland. Solid in defence, waited for their moment to pounce. Josh Van der Flier, brilliant turnover.
New Zealand throwing the kitchen sink and Ireland swallowing everything they had to throw in that first 4 minutes or so. CJ Stander, Josh Van der Flier, Cian Healy as well, to a man, brilliant in defence.
Yeah, James Ryan again there, but look at Van der Flier. He waited his moment, allowed Ryan to make the tackle and then got in. That's brilliant work. But again, we spoke about the physicality before the game. You can see New Zealand, every carry, they're hitting Irishmen with venom.
This is an area that Ireland have to get right. First one goes exactly according to plan. Sexton with a little dummy, not a bad one as well. Across comes early Savea to make the tackle there from Marmion. Ireland with possession. Bundyaki, 12 on 12, hit hard by Ryan Crotty and driven back. Stander. Sexton. Ringrose back in the team. Good to see over that injury that kept him out of the Argentina match. Robbie Henshaw obviously still not fit enough to play. Ball in behind to Sexton from Stander. And here's Bundyaki. He's got 3 outside, and one of them is Peter O'Mahony trying to break through the gap. Over the halfway line he goes. New Zealand up really quickly. Look at the carry from James Ryan, back on his feet as well. Ireland inside the New Zealand half for the first time really, with ball in hand. Best trying to go on the outside. Need support. And Marmion is there. Sexton. Stander, tackled by Owen Franks, and then Kieran Marmion gets there to give the pass away.
Backwards.
Manny picks up the loose ball. Backwards says Wayne Barnes, no problem with that. But then they just have to reset here. James Ryan again, trying to fend. Not a bad handoff to McGrath, and then a penalty to Ireland.
Brother Retallick offside. But they're brilliant carries from Ireland. CJ Stander has gone through a mountain of work, and we're only 7 minutes into the game. Likewise, James Ryan. It's a very good recycle from Ireland. It's enabling them to shift the ball away from the breakdown. New Zealand are trying to smother Ireland in midfield, but there has been 1 or 2 chinks. Lovely line from Johnny Sexton, just getting in behind, but a really positive start from Ireland.
Here's see James Ryan again.
Yeah, we saw him last week. I mean, he made a monumental amount of carries at a time when Ireland were struggling. You just see Retallick, he wasn't behind the hindmost foot. Exactly what cost England the game last week when Courtney Laws had his try disallowed.
So Rory Best 1 from 1 on the line out so far. Devon Toner calling it. Goes to the back, and O'Mahony rises highest to claim. Bundyaki Over that 22-metre line. What a tackle from Barrett, though, just to hold him up and slow that ball down for a half second. Here's Cian Healy. Marmion once more. O'Mahony carries and tackled by Kieran Reid. Ireland at the 22. First real attacking opportunity inside the opening 10 minutes here. Switch is lovely with Ringrose. Lovely. Josh van der Flier to Keith Earls. Dancing feet. Keith Earls still on his feet. Ireland 5 metres from the New Zealand line now. Marmion. Furlong. Tackled by Reid, who's got to get out of there quickly. Just a little bit slow. Coming back to the scrum half. Bundy with a switch with Rob Kearney. And he's brought to ground. Can Ireland get over from here? James Ryan. Savea puts him down. Reid is in an offside position, surely. He was in from the side. Penalty advantage. Ireland have a penalty. Very kickable for 3 points, but they got a free shot to put 5 on the board here. Bundy to O'Mahony. Marmion going again. Still advantage being played. Cian Healy trying to sidestep his opposite number, and Tuungafasi puts him down.
He's legal.
We'll go back for the penalty. Clear offside against Kearney.
Yeah, and New Zealand defensively put under pressure. Ireland knowing that, and that's what Ireland do so well. Last week in that opposition 22, a couple of uncharacteristic handling errors, but you can see the patient build-up. Very good ball placement, sweeping it out wide. We've seen it before. New Zealand, they're quite happy to give away penalties in these areas. They don't always get punished as they should, but last week we saw Johnny Sexton kick to the corner. This week you take every single point that's been offered.
Yeah, it's logged.
Robbie Henshaw sporting quite an unusual hat there, would you say?
Yeah,
that was in the locker room at home, have you?
Well, I can tell you, I'm quite sure he would love to be out on that field. You know, last week in that warm-up, pulling a hamstring, a disaster for him, but Aki and Gary Ringrose have started well. So
Jonathan Sexton then, 727 points in an Ireland jersey. This for a 3-0 lead. He doesn't miss those ones.
No, and that's exactly what Ireland needed to do. Control possession. Just see here, Peter O'Mahony flying through the air, great ball off the top, shifting the point of attack. Bundy he wants to run at Bowden Barrett. Barrett is a good defender, but you want to pull in there 10. Pull in, and Van der Flier has really been alive. Good connection there with Keith Earls, dancing feet, putting Ireland in that position.
You mentioned last week against Argentina that it was noticeable, as far as you were concerned, that with Devon Toner not on the pitch, the calls weren't as crisp from the line-out. He has taken charge of the line-out so far and called everything.
Yeah, he has, and they've been absolutely on the money, and you have to do that against a quality line-out like this.
So Ireland claiming that restart. 3 points on the board. Cian Healy. Ball of muscle.
And outside!
Marmion steady himself for the kick here, but outside the 22 is Wayne Barnes called. Again, Barrett comes for this one. Had time. O'Mahony doing his best to rip it out of his hands. Ball in behind to McKenzie, standing at first receiver. Little step inside from Crotty.
Too long!
Crotty and Goodhue, of course, playing the club rugby for the Crusaders together, so they know each other's game inside out, as Ben Smith takes the tackle from Van der Flier, pumps the legs and gets over that gain line. Here's McKenzie, not the biggest, in fact the smallest on the pitch at 5'9", but
don't go in the side, fellas.
Deceptively strong for his size. Barrett, Retallick in behind to Crotty. Better handoff from Taylor was a good one. New Zealand using that left-hand side again. Barrett trying to slip through. Cian Healy couldn't quite grab him. Squire into Toner and Stander. Quick ball for Smith, much quicker ball for New Zealand. McKenzie back inside to Barrett. Van der Flier makes another tackle. CJ Stander cleared out of it, and Retallick comes charging forward, almost at the 22. Smith once more, McKenzie. Smith, Ben Smith that is. Back to Aaron, and here's Ardy Savea. Aki trying to wrestle the ball free, told to leave it. McKenzie to Barrett. Barrett so quick, gets the pass away. And again Sexton swallowing whole and managing to hold on to the ball. Told to leave it. And does just enough to roll away in time. McKenzie, quick hands, it's beautiful on the outside to Ioane. 12 phase for New Zealand coming up.
No!
Earls told to leave it. Squire, Van der Flier. Tackle count is through the roof already. Barrett calling for it. Retallick, 4 on 4. Devon Toner, what a hit that was. Ball squirts loose, it's out, and it's picked up. And only a chance to go here. Quick hands, Aki. What a hit that was from Devon Toner. Furlong, tackled by Savea.
Advantage.
Penalty advantage to Ireland. Well, New Zealand throwing everything at Ireland, Donald, but Ireland holding firm.
Well, they're not yielding an inch. Devon Toner absolutely smashed Brodie Retallick, 6'8", 19.5 stone. He just fell on the ground like a bag of spuds. And our 6'11" Tower, you just see it here, wraps his arms, drags him back. Retallick felt that, ball goes loose, and tight Furlong sharp as a nail. And oh, what a hit from Devon Toner. And these are the game-defining moments. You must let the opposition know that you're there. You're not willing to take a backward step, and that's what each and every Irish player has done. Look at the follow-through from James Ryan, hitting him low. Absolutely outstanding as Dan Levy. Again, quite sure he'd love to be out there, but, you know, having had a brilliant 42 minutes off the bench last week. It's tough when you see action like this. The Ireland's back row, Peter O'Mahony, CJ Stander, Josh van der Flier, they've all had massive moments in this game, and we're less than 14 minutes into the match.
But in terms of a statement, Donald, in this game, and the way that Ireland defended that first New Zealand attack, defended that second attack there. I mean, Brodie Retallick was highlighted. Only 3 defeats in his 73-cap career. To hit the talisman, the main operator in that New Zealand pack, and drive him back like that is a huge statement.
Yeah, it is. It's the old hammer the hammer saying, you go after the big players, you smash them on their backside. And Retallick, he's an outstanding player. There was one cameo on that build-up where he was the playmaker in midfield. He held the pass and picked the right option and putting Cody Taylor through a hole. That's what makes him the brilliant player that he is.
Rory Best, this time to Devon Toner, and back to Stander. Ireland get ball off the top. And here's Ringrose off to Van der Flier. One hand holding him from McKenzie, just about held on to the back of his jersey, otherwise he was away. Sexton looking to put O'Mahony and then Bundyaki. Sexton was a decoy runner on that occasion, and here he is again. Stockdale, little dummy back inside. Tackled by Retallick at the New Zealand 22-metre line now, and Rory Best has a carry. Sexton, Ringrose, little jink, had to go to ground, but crucially recycles possession. James Ryan, quick feet to change direction, comes slip back inside and made sure he got over that gain line and keep the momentum for Ireland going. Rory Best, dummy, burst his way through and went forward, handling air, and this is where they're dangerous. Ben Smith, chip and chase, now look at the pace here. Goodhue after it. Stockdale turning, needs a bit of help. Jacob Stockdale doesn't want to get isolated here. Ben Smith piling through, Rob Kearney in to help him, got to stay on his feet, and he did not do that. That's why the penalty comes. Rob Kearney went in off his feet, he had to help him.
But that's the problem when you play New Zealand. You put them under pressure, you keep them pinned back. Then one simple turnover and they will go immediately. They turn defence into attack on the flick of an eye. And, you know, that is the problem. That's why you have to take every single point when it comes. And we see a debate here now. Captain Kieran Reid and Beauden Barrett. Kick or line out.
He's going for the post.
He's going for the post. And that, I think that's a tribute to Ireland. They know defensively Ireland have been so strong. You see Stockdale struggling to get back. Great chase from Jack Goodhue. Damien McKenzie up and beyond the ball. And because Rob Kearney was isolated, he didn't release.
Shot out the back, but make sure you don't get
Beauden Barrett, of course, he's had his issues with place kicking during the Rugby Championship, but finished on a high in the last two games after issues that he had in the defeat to South Africa in Wellington.
I don't want a free kick, it's just one of those things, so please, on the outside.
Steve Hansen looking on. Beauden Barrett, 106 test points in 2018, the most of any player in the Tier 1 nation so far. Only Barrett and Andre Pollard have reached 100 points for 2018, but this is not an easy one, and it's his first one. Right-footed kick, that one drilled between the posts, and that is a really good start for Bowen Barrett off the tee.
Well, it never wavered. 2 steps back, one crisp swing of the boot right between the posts. And normally with Barrett, once he gets the first one, the raider stays in for the night, so Ireland are on notice.
So far, Donald, in 17 minutes of rugby, there have been 103 tackles.
That is unbelievable, and that's what's going to take the cost as the game goes on. You know, when you get into that final 20, making that amount of tackles is it takes a toll.
So Sexton to restart. Let's see where he goes. Straight down the gut. McKenzie turning into a lifter here, and really good job to get Kieran Reid up there. As I mentioned, like, he's not the biggest guy, but he knew straight away what his duty was there. Let his captain go up, claim the restart as Barrett forced onto his left boot there. Keith Earls, little dink over the top. Now where's this one going to bounce? New Zealand coming for it. Will they claim it just about? McKenzie gets the pass away to Barrett. Barrett grubber kick in along the ground. This one going to find touch inside the Irish 22. Beautifully judged kick.
Yeah, and again, people say New Zealand don't kick the ball. They kick a lot of ball. They kick for position. That was really good play. McKenzie has been tested. Keith Earls, for some reason, New Zealand seem to be putting the ball in behind him. It was a good kick from Earls initially, but the chase just a fraction off. McKenzie popping it off to Barrett, and New Zealand are quite happy to go for field position.
Irish throw. Back to Toner. Again, flawless from the Irish in the line out. Rory Best secures it. Maul called by the referee. New Zealand get an initial shove here. We've played almost 20 minutes. Where's the time gone? We haven't had a try yet. It's been a fascinating battle so far. Stockdale getting off, can't hold it. It went forward off his hand, so advantage for the knock-on.
Ball still live. Kieran, you could have a scrum or a line. Just scrum on the 5, fellas.
New Zealand opted for the scrum, which is interesting.
Well, it's
I fancy a cut in the back line here.
Is it the first scrum of the game? I think it is. Almost just over 19 minutes. Jacob Stockdale just hung back a little bit. You've got to commit yourself in the air to those.
Okay, stability
but
at every stage.
you know, we saw Ireland. Their scrum really was the difference between winning and losing last week. The foundation for 3 tries. But this, I would say, a battle of equals. New Zealand, the best scrum in the Southern Hemisphere by a country mile.
Tuungafasi, Taylor and Franks against Cian Healy, Rory Best and Ty Furlong. Let's see how the first scrum of the game goes.
Binds. Yeah, fellas, you promised me both beforehand we were going to have that space. Let's make sure that that balance is there, please.
You didn't believe that, Wayne Barnes, did you? We promised you.
Sides.
Pinky swear. Tuungafasi was completely out of favour a year ago, Donald. He ballooned up to 170 kilos, which is 26.5 stone, ordered by his doctor to lose weight. He had no contract in the Super Rugby at the start of the season, but then all of the Chiefs contracted props went out injured. He got a chance. He's taken it with both hands. He's now in All Black.
He's had a remarkable season. I mean, Joe Moody is still their first choice loosehead, but he's had a load of injuries. And Tuungafasi, he's gone from a nightclub bouncer to England or to New Zealand's first choice loosehead.
It's quite a story. There's a lesson there as New Zealand win the scrum, and then a big tackle from Bundy Aki on his opposite number, and Ryan Crotty straight into the midriff. Managed to recycle though. On they go again. There for Aaron Smith. Squire, tackled by Van der Flier.
Off legs, nothing clear. Any clear knock on, anyone?
A little bit slower than New Zealand would have liked. A grubber kick attempt from Barrett, but read by Ireland, and then it come back. Should have been possession.
Knock on from Green, no?
But it went forward according to Wayne Barnes, so advantage being played to New Zealand. Retallick runs into O'Mahony and Best.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Then Smith, McKenzie, Savea, quick hands. Crotty.
Advantage is over from the knock-on.
Advantage now over, says Wayne Barnes. McKenzie again standing first receiver, and Barrett, we know how quick he is, but he can't hold that ball, and a chance here to go. Furlong out to O'Mahony, and a chance here for Kearney to try and wrestle away from contact to just take the tackle. There's a bit of room outside him, but one of the Irish players were on that side. They weren't expecting the ball to come back. That tackle was high, surely. Ireland, penalty Ireland.
Oh, superb hands again from Ireland. A seatbelt tackle on CJ Stander. I think it was Sam Whitelock. But New Zealand, Ireland are showing New Zealand are no different to any other side. If you put them under pressure, they will make mistakes, and that is exactly what is happening, and Ireland are benefiting from those mistakes. The crowd are going ballistic. I think it was a penalty without question, but I don't think any more than that. But again, Ireland, every single option they're taking is bang on the money. Execution, in comparison to last week against Argentina,
chalk and cheese, Donald.
Miles ahead.
Sexton, what a kick that is. What a kick that is. Brings play right on the 22-metre line.
Yeah, you just see CJ Stander stepping in there. It is a wraparound. It's actually Liam Squire, I think.
Yeah, it was Squire, yeah.
Squire, yours, that's clearly around the neck.
I mean, look, I'll give it new directives and all that. I mean, you could make a case for a yellow card there.
Ireland, just a metre, please.
Every time you see these incidents now, there seems to be a different outcome. I mean, you have to get some level of consistency in this decision making.
Black closing.
Rory Best then to throw. O'Mahony, another safe pair of hands, and did well there. That was clear, deliberate obstruction. Advantage being played. I mean, we're talking about New Zealand knowing where the line is. I mean, they've been over the line, Donald, on a few occasions in the first 23 minutes here, and that was pretty cynical.
Well, this is what they do. They are a cynical side. Once you get into that attacking zone, they're not afraid to give away that lazy runners. You know, they know. Sexton, Ireland feel the momentum. They feel, and you know, the crowd have a part to play in this because the players can sense this. Look at the reaction of the crowd from that kick into the corner.
Don't step in the gap.
Just see here, Peter O'Mahony.
Okay.
Sliding on the ground.
Yeah, you can't interfere with a player on the ground.
What a bullet of a kick from Johnny Sexton into the corner. They won't have a better chance. 5 metres out, the line out has functioned perfectly.
Well, 5 out of 5 so far.
6 out of 6 make it. Devon Toner. Ireland trying to set them all. Test out the New Zealand pack defence. Kieran Marmion listening to Wayne Barnes there. At the back with Rory Best again. Ireland trying to twist around and find a soft spot in New Zealand pack. They're creeping their way forward and they still have it comfortably in control. Marmion now looking for instructions. Bundy Aki scored against Argentina from a similar position. Other side of the post. He's held short here. Queuing up. CJ Stander bursting into contact. Stander! Can he get that ball down?
Clearly held up.
He's been held up. 5 metre scrum.
Clearly held up according to Wayne Barnes. But look at the job here done by Cian Healy. CJ Stander taking it into contact.
Outside scrum, attacking ball.
Just couldn't turn himself around, but Cian Healy latched onto him immediately. He knew exactly where the ball was going. Again, getting the basics right. Devon Toner soaring into the air.
New Zealand knew what was coming. They didn't even contest that line out.
Well, just decided to keep their resources on the ground.
Okay, we'll deal with it.
Inching ahead there.
Okay, we'll scrum. Rory, ready to scrum?
But just look at Healy.
Okay.
Latches on straight away. The power in behind him. Tight Furlong coming in.
Last scrum showed that space could be there.
Unfortunately, just couldn't ground the ball. In fairness to Barnes, he was in a very good position. Didn't need to go upstairs. But
Stephen Ferris mentioned it before. Cian Healy legs like a couple of oak trees out there. He's so strong, Donald.
Yeah. But again, Ireland in a brilliant position here now. Scrum right in front of the post. Options left and right.
It's okay, your men aren't there either.
Rob Kearney wants it to go left. Bundy Aki wants a crack. The forwards want to take him on in the front row.
Thank you.
So many options here. What a game we're having.
It has not disappointed so far.
Same stability, same
and we're
space.
only at 3 points apiece after 25 minutes of play. Ireland leading the way on the statistics so far. 50-50 possession, incidentally. But this is a huge chance.
Bind. Set.
The feed from Marmion. The control at the back from Stander, and the nudge now from the Irish front row. Onwards they go, and they've got the penalty. Stander picks it off the base. It's a shot to nothing here. It's a free go at the New Zealand try line. What can they manage? Sexton, is he trying the little dink? He is. Kearney, was he hit off the ball? Where's that bouncing? Kearney's got it down.
I think he carried that ball over.
Was it a try? It's a nod from Rob Kearney. We're going to go to the officials.
Well, I have to be honest, my first impression is that he scored it.
Let's listen.
On-field decision is a try, but we have to check if there is knock on before.
Yeah, I want to check as well whether there's clear contact in the air on the man in the air, and then want to check whether there's a knock-on. But on-field decision is try.
Matthew Ringrose says that's a try as far as he's concerned.
We're playing advantage from a scrum.
Yeah.
Kieran, wait. Okay, Kieran, we're already looking at it. On-field decision is a try. We are playing an advantage from a scrum penalty, but on-field decision try, please.
Yeah. And we're checking
contact in the air, whether there's a push, and then we're checking did he ground it or
So
not.
here we are. Rob Kearney, if anything, seemed to be slightly impeded there.
There was a push on Kearney. The ball comes back to Kearney. That's a try.
It's on the line. On the line is good. There's a contact here from Kearney. His eyes are on the ball. His eyes are on the ball.
Now we're just looking about that grounding and whether or not there is a knock-on from green 15.
Okay.
Well, clearly black off black.
No, did he knock on?
That's not gone forward yet.
Try. That's a try.
So we need the far side.
Yeah.
Let's just
Coming
watch.
now, and you're happy he's on the floor, not regathered feet.
Yeah, we're happy.
Oh, did he drop it?
That is lost forward just before. I'm looking
He
at.
dropped it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're seeing that.
Okay.
As
I'm coming back to you now.
Spoke too
thank
soon.
you.
Well, that angle certainly
Barnsley,
showed
there is
he had
a
lost
clear
control.
Lost forward by green 15.
Yeah, so
just
we're going
before
back for
ground.
the
Go back for the penalty,
advantage
though,
of,
so Ireland
from the penalty.
Still attacking that New Zealand line.
Back we go. Penalty. Scrum.
Well, the decision in relation to the grounding is correct. To be fair to the TMO, Rowan Kitt, he did lose possession, unfortunately. Just
A game of
centimetres.
inches down at this level.
Yeah, but again, look, psychological
You're going in front of
advantage
us.
this time from the scrum. Ireland are winning all the small battles.
And Rob Kearney, how he would have loved on his 87 cap. But look,
Oh, that's
it's a shot
penalty, a bit different.
in front of
Yeah,
the post.
but
It's
I know
guaranteed
that.
3 points for Johnny Sexton, and Ireland should go back in front here.
We
3
did
points
look
on
at
the board.
push, we were happy. It was just a bit of contact. Okay.
Ireland 6, New Zealand 3.
Yeah, but certain points, you know, you fight for every single point. A brilliant chip there from Johnny Sexton. He knew he had the advantage. Rob Kearney did everything he could. In fairness, with the ball bobbling around like that, it was always going to be difficult to control. Just that slight second where he lost it. Oh, but oh so close.
13 minutes to go in the first half. New Zealand again restart. Keith Earls, beautiful take, and even better feet to get out of the way of the first tackler.
Has the team ever had to work harder for a 3-point lead?
And I can't remember if they had. Again, McKenzie calls for that ball. The quick feet that we know he has. Trying to go through CJ Stander. Good luck doing that. Pick from Retallick. Tackled by Ryan. Toner in again, making a nuisance of himself. Smith didn't want Owen Franks in the way, and instead decides to hit Ben Smith, who did well. Barrett. Crotty. McKenzie tried to find
Knock on Green in the tackle.
Winco Ioane.
Knock on by Gray.
Whitelock. And Ireland just fell asleep there for a second,
Knock
listening
on
to
by
Wayne
Gray,
Burns.
not by Black. Advantage is over.
Advantage now over for what was an Irish knock-on. Kieran Reid takes it, facing the wrong way, manages to hang on the ball. Gary Ringrose contesting.
No, it's a good counter.
Started switching off at that split second, and Whitelock making a few metres in the process. There from Smith again. Barrett wants the ball, flat pass, and again it's Squire who's asked to carry. 7th phase coming up. Options both sides now for the New Zealand scrum half. Barrett, McKenzie, just gliding through and then accelerating into contact.
Vantage, never back on your feet. Vantage, never
Ireland
on your
give away
feet.
the penalty this time. Savea, it's right in front of the post as well.
Penalty advantage.
Well, drop goal. Barrett had one last weekend, his first ever drop goal. Has he got this one? He has, you know. There you go, 2 in the space of 2 weeks.
Well, it's an incredible option to take, given that he had the penalty anyway. You would have thought, look at the smile on his face.
My AR said
He was
knock on.
obliterated
I thought he
in
meant
New
by
Zealand
Black,
for
but
not
it was
taking
by
a
Green,
drop
so it was
goal
laid
at the
off.
end of the game that they lost against South Africa.
Yeah.
Almost to prove his critics wrong. He got his first one last week after 71 caps. And as I say, I just think it's a strange option, given that he had the penalty anyway. New Zealand would normally seek to keep the attack going, but maybe it's a recognition of the pressure they're being put under.
Well, is that it? Roy smile from him. I'm sure if he could have another go, he might consider a different option. But It's 6 points each, nothing to separate them after half an hour here at the Aviva Stadium. And what a test match we've had so far.
Not for.
Only thing missing is a try. Rory Best gathers the loose ball. Advantage now over as James Ryan carries. Should be there for Marmion. Ireland want it quickly. Bundyaki standing at first receiver, little dummy. And over he goes inside New Zealand 22. They're down to 14. One of the players, I think it's Squire, is just slow to get back on his feet. Stander drops the shoulder into Owen Franks.
Second man now.
Healy, not his best pass, but picked up by Ringrose. Might be a little half gap. Sexton. Furlong, 2 to bring him down. The ball went out, but didn't go forwards. Sexton again. This pass to Rob Kearney. Tries the handoff on Ben Smith. 1-on-1. O'Mahony with the pass to Cian Healy. Ireland again bashing, trying to get through, and Cian Healy almost does. New Zealand contesting on the ground. Good clear out though. And ball there for James Ryan. Franks puts in the hit. Ireland searching for the game's first try. Rory Best in behind. He didn't even look where that ball went. It's another mistake by Best, and it's resulted in Ireland losing 10 metres there. He just threw it in behind him without having a look to check and see who was there. Sexton. O'Mahony dropping the shoulder. Stander this time. Munster back row after Munster back row. Carries for Ireland, doesn't release on the ground.
Strong body position, clean out, didn't take place.
Artie Savea, take a bow. What a brilliant turnover ball.
Well, that's textbook play from the New Zealand number 7. We saw Richie McCaw do it so many times in his illustrious career. Sam Kane after him. Kane is at home injured with a broken neck, so Artie Savea getting his chance. But just that pop out the back from Rory Best. You know, a couple of minutes ago we were talking about how Ireland's execution was just so accurate. One mistake against New Zealand and you're in trouble.
No worries, Doc.
Now, Liam Squire, the issue here, I think New Zealand will probably look to Scott Barrett, who's a second row by trade.
6 replacement, 19 on.
And Scott Barrett is coming in. Now, Hugh, let's go back to last week. Guido Petty, a second row playing in the back row. That's another line-out option. Now, to be fair to Barrett, brother of Bowden, he has played a lot of rugby in the back row, but he's primarily a second row. He's a really athletic guy. I think he's a better player than Squire, so
here we are then, fellas.
he may well improve New Zealand.
There were calls this week in the New Zealand media for him to start this game. Scotty Barrett, Crusaders back on 28th cap for him. And Squire, who picked up that knock in the last phase of play, we thought he was struggling.
Yeah, got it on the knee, and Scott Barrett, he came on as a sub, got his first cap against Ireland in that defeat in Chicago. Scored a try a couple of minutes after he came on. There's not too many New Zealanders lose on their debut, but it hasn't set him back in any way. He's an outstanding player.
Okay, there's a middle.
Well, I wonder what Steve Hansen makes of the first 32 minutes or so. New Zealand been held firm by the Irish defence. They've just about held out when Ireland have had the ball inside the New Zealand 22.
That is once.
And incredibly, we've only had one scrum, Donald, and from that first set piece, it seemed like Ireland had the edge again. A high ball.
He regathered the ball.
Stockdale, what about Stockdale? Got it at the second attempt and then bursting through the gap. Marmion to Sexton. Ringrose had 3 outside him, but New Zealand just breaking up on the outside channel to prevent him getting the pass away. Furlong, another rampaging run from the Irish tight head. Sexton delayed it slightly, beautiful pass to Ringrose, lovely hands again to Stockdale, juggles with the ball but crucially hangs on and stays in field. Marmion there very quickly, Josh van der Flier to Ryan, needs a bit of help from Stander. Reid over the ball, holding his body weight and then told to leave it by Wayne Barnes. Sexton back inside, dummies to Ringrose, and the tackle comes in from Crotty. A million miles an hour this test match. Fitness levels are going to have to play a part in the second half. 7th phase coming up. Ryan and another carry, and again runs into Tuungafasi and makes a few metres as well. Best to Furlong, shoved back in the tackle by Goodhue. Bundyaki tackled by Taylor.
Off your feet now.
Options both sides. More players for Ireland on this left-hand side. Again, James Ryan gets over the gain line, and again Ireland recycle. Johnny Sexton, 12th phase. O'Mahony hit hard and hit early by Kieran Reid. Marmion to Toner. Toner with the flat pass to Ryan. Must be exhausted. It's another carry for the 22-year-old. Now Johnny Sexton. Ireland trying to wear New Zealand down. Josh van der Flier takes the hit. Again Marmion to Healy. Pounding away. Tackle after tackle being made by the visitors. Best this time. Ryan to Sexton. Kearney. Van der Flier, the pass doesn't go to hand, and Ioane trying to steal it. It went forward from him though. Knock-on advantage to Ireland. We will have our second scrum. Donald, this is just amazing stuff.
Well, it's unbelievable. I mean, the pressure that Ireland are exerting, to be fair to New Zealand, their defence has stood up most of the time, but look down on the pitch. Kieran Reid is down on his knee. Cody Taylor is down on his knee. Squire had to go off injured. You don't normally see that when you play New Zealand. It's normally the opposition players are the one spread-eagled across the ground. Ireland are hitting them with everything they have.
Wayne, is 10 seconds to 5 minutes.
Thanks, mate. That's a great 5-goal.
What about this from Jacob Stockdale? Thought he'd lost it, Donald.
Yeah, he did really well. He did lose it initially, but he fought. He fought his way back, pinned his ears back. Look at the power. He's a big man. I mean, he powered through Artie Savea there. Back on the ball again. Peter O'Mahony's work rate has been unbelievable. James Ryan, again, another massive half an hour of work from him. Every single player on the field is making an impact for Ireland.
The first, remember we had the
Kieran Reid
on the last one.
Feeling the heat of battle. Looks like a shoulder.
So we had a collapse
looking at the bench there, obviously. Barrett has come in place of Squire. They do have Matt Todd there as well, 30-year-old Crusaders back row. But it'll be a massive blow if Kieran Reid was to go off.
You don't see him going off injured. It's obviously a stinger. You just see them trying to get the feeling back in the shoulder.
Celebrated his 100-test win at Twickenham last weekend, the 4th All-Black to manage it. 100-test caps is one thing, Donald. 100-test victories.
I know, it's phenomenal. He doesn't want to go off. You can see it. They're waiting for the power to come back in the shoulder. We just saw that glimpse of Steve Hansen. He looks worried, and I think he's every reason to be worried. The problem with New Zealand, though, Hugh, you put all this pressure into it. And as we know, as every team knows, they're never beaten until the final whistle is gone and they're in the shower and they're washing themselves. You're so susceptible to them coming back into the game.
23 of their 68 tries this year, Donald, have come in the last 20 minutes of the game.
When you just come away from it.
That'll tell you everything you need to know about how you have to play to the last whistle. Look at Reid with the tackle here. Looks like a stinger, and Peter O'Mahony went in to make that.
That's exactly what it is. It's just a little bit of a whiplash there.
Stability.
Waiting time.
Second scrum of the game.
Watch on.
35 minutes played. Nothing to separate them on the scoreboard.
But Ireland have inched it in the scrum. I mean, certainly Tyg, Furlong and Cian Healy, their work rate around the field, they're carrying. But the primary duty so far, that scrum under the sticks.
Set. Just let it stable, let it stable, let it stable.
Surely New Zealand will try and put pressure on here. That's exactly what they do. Get a little shove. It's come up on the far side. Tuungafasi has come right up there, but look at Ireland. Down they go. Dominant in the scrum. Have you ever seen a New Zealand pack being obliterated like that at this set piece? Advantage surely. Cian Healy trying to break through the tackle of Barrett. Ball in behind from Sexton. Up it goes, and across comes Stockdale. Where's that going to bounce? Into New Zealand arms. We go back for the penalty. Ireland are tearing New Zealand apart up front.
What a scrum from Ireland. Tyg Furlong on the tight head side just blew Tuungafasi out of the scrum. Watch it here. Look at the bar. New Zealand come first. Ireland lock out. Tyg Furlong getting in underneath Tuungafasi. And control at the back from CJ Stander. They had that penalty. That is outstanding from Ireland. And again, Johnny Sexton with that penalty advantage. What is he doing here?
He's going to the corner.
He's going to the corner.
Well, what about that?
5 metre line's yours.
Can they make New Zealand pay? They have hammered and hammered and hammered at that line.
Well, I tell you, Hugh, that Irish crowd in the corner, if they could, they'd get out of their seats, they'd get it behind that Irish pack, and they'd drive over the line with them.
They're going to have to settle for roaring them on as O'Mahony doesn't take it. It went backwards, though, and Rory bested well to pick it up. Now Stander. So plan A doesn't go to plan. Let's go and see what they have up their sleeve here. Healy, a wall of black jerseys in front of them. Marmion to Furlong, trying to break through the tackle again. Marmion just lost his feet as he went to the back of the ruck there. Bundyaki. Offside against New Zealand. Another penalty advantage for Ireland. Devon Toner. And with a dominant scrum like that, they might well have a go.
New advantage.
Another advantage coming. How many penalties before New Zealand are in trouble and they lose someone for 10 minutes? Ball over the top from Sexton out to Earls, trying to use his feet again. A seatbelt tackle was that high. Big hit from Retallick. We'll go back for the penalty.
Surely he has to give New Zealand a warning.
Do you want to go quickly or can I stop the watch?
He's going to warn them now. He's going to warn them.
He has to warn them. That's 7 penalties they've conceded. I'd say 5 of those 7 have been within 10 metres.
Too many penalties. You're offside and Sam on the ball. Next one goes to the bin.
Well,
Rory, you got a penalty for offside. You got a penalty for not rolling way. Offside's about here. Not rolling way's about there. It's up to you.
What about the scrum, Donald? What about a scrum option here?
Well, if you Rory Best, he should know better than anyone. No, he's taking the points. I can understand why.
You know what I've just said? Yeah. All I'm saying is. Yeah, and I've said it. I've just said it to him.
Yeah, Rory Best just wondering why they're not being warned. But Hugh, to put this into context, in appalling weather conditions in Twickenham last week, New Zealand conceded 4 penalties in 80 minutes. We're now 38 minutes into the game and they've conceded 7. That is an indication of the pressure. It's now, 8 penalties, including that one. Twice as many as they conceded in 80 minutes, all as a direct consequence of the pressure that Ireland are putting on them. And surely another penalty in this zone has to be yellow.
Johnny Sexton needs 8 points to overtake Ronan O'Gara as the top point scorer at the Aviva Stadium or Lansdowne Road, whichever you choose. This one would make it a 5-point gap, and he makes no mistake. We've got 90 seconds to play. Donnacha O'Callaghan can only applaud his testimonial dinner last night, of which you were involved.
Yeah, what a player, what a man. All the money went to UNICEF. But again, just back to the matters at hand. Devon Toner carrying into contact there, and Sam Whitelock clearly off his feet, clearly slowing down the ball. That's a yellow card in my view, that close to the line.
How many times can New Zealand infringe with Ireland in that kind of attacking position without conceding a yellow card? Well, the next one, they're going to have a player in the bin. Clear instructions from Wayne Barnes. I suppose the question is, should they already have? Box kick from Marmion, not one of his better ones. Again, up there to try and challenge it is Rob Kearney. The ball squirts loose to come back. It went forward off an all-black jersey, so Ireland will get the scrum. Aaron Smith looks frustrated. New Zealand look uncomfortable out there at the moment, and Ireland are certainly on top in this game.
Yeah, they are, and the secret is, I mean, they're 63% possession, but the secret is it's the relentless pressure that they're putting on both sides of the ball. When they have the ball, they retain it through long periods. When New Zealand have the ball, their defence closes the space. Beauden Barrett is no different to any other player. When he doesn't have time and space, he can't operate.
Last minute of the first half.
Time is yours.
Thank you.
The Irish crowd will be exhausted as well. They have roared Ireland at every opportunity.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Let it stable.
The feed from Marmion. This time New Zealand get a shove on. And CJ Statner picks off the base straight into contact. Did well not to go over that touchline as well. Cian Healy picks it at the base, kicks it out. There's the 40 minutes gone, and there is the half-time whistle. Well, it's been a tale of 2 boots from both fly halves. Beauden Barrett against Jonathan Sexton so far. Ireland with 3 penalties to New Zealand's 2, and 3 points separating the sides. It has been a breathtaking first 40 minutes of rugby. Half-time at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland 9, New Zealand 6.
I'll hand it back to you, Donal and Hugh. Bring it home.
Thanks, Tara. Yeah, bracing ourselves for the second half here. If it's anything like the first 40 minutes, Donal, I mean, an incredible test match. And, you know, obviously people sometimes use the word friendly today, but on the evidence of that first 40 minutes there, both teams giving absolutely everything to go win this match.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not giving an inch, but I agree with Eddie. I think that the physicality that Ireland are bringing to each and every contact, the pressure, the sustained pressure that they're putting on New Zealand, New Zealand look rattled going down the tunnel at half-time. They've had their chance to recharge the batteries, have a look at things. Opening 10 minutes here are going to be crucial.
Johnny Sexton gets us back underway for the second half, and again Ireland getting up quickly and putting pressure on New Zealand. This time the All Blacks first to react.
Just hold your run, hold it.
Reid calling for it. I'm sure Hansen would have had a lot to say in the dressing room at half-time for New Zealand. Equally Joe Schmidt, more of the same Ireland. Can they keep it going for 80 minutes though? The intensity, the fitness levels of the players and the work rate that they put in, that came off Rob Kearney.
First one by Black, then by
Green. The first one was off New Zealand, which means
first
Ireland
by Black, then by Green.
Will have a scrum.
Yeah, and Scott Barrett, the one there, making a bit of a nuisance of himself. Brilliant restart from Ireland. They had won it initially in the air, just went loose, and Barrett threw himself on the ground. You just see Barrett here getting a hand to it. First touch definitely off him.
So just come a little bit away to the left.
Put into the Irish scrum, and again, great chase there from Stockdale. Just couldn't control the ball. Really important now that Ireland front row can continue that dominance. Keep putting the pressure on Tuungafasi there from Todd Furlong. Had such a brilliant series with the Lions last year. He just loves playing against New Zealand.
Did you hear CJ Stander there of what he wants from the team? Big start with a word in between that I'm not allowed to repeat, but they want to put down a marker here. First scrum in the second half.
Absolutely. Rock solid at least on your own ball. Look at it.
New Zealand trying to get a shot to no avail. Ireland dominating, and then CJ Stander there to Marmion. Switches the play back to Sexton, in behind Tuungafasi, trying to get away from the first tackle. In fairness, I think it was Goodhue who made that hit, and then the ball just loses from the hands of Perenara. Goes forward.
No advantage, your scrum.
And New Zealand get the scrum
just both on their feet. They're both on their feet, having a grapple for it. Scrum,
just unable to control that ball, but again
to the loose head of Ireland to put his elbow up, he clearly pulling down the opponent.
Yeah, just
sorry, I didn't know
message coming in there.
The ball came away almost instantly.
I think it's in relation to one of the New Zealand props scrummaging.
Just work that left arm, please.
I think it was Mathieu Reynal, the French assistant referee, said that Carl Tuungafasi has basically put his hand over the top of Todd Furlong and pushed him into the ground. I think that's what he was saying. But
well, let's have a look at his bind here now. Tuungafasi, number 1 on the loose head side, up against Todd Furlong. He's got to get his hand up and over Furlong's back. Wayne Barnes positioning himself. He's going to look at this scrum with forensic zeal. Aaron Smith would want him to get out of the way.
Set.
Well, Ireland are going to go after them here. They've been so dominant in the scrum. Smith delaying the feed. No surprise to see them get under quickly, but doesn't go to plan. And Barrett, all he can do is just thump it down the pitch straight into the hands of Rob Kearney. The spacing behind now for Kearney, but he decides to run it. The dummy sold up the river, and a step almost getting away from Aaron Smith. Ireland with possession. New Zealand, even when they do have the ball at the moment, just seem unsure of themselves. It's so unlike what we've come to expect from the back-to-back world champions. A high ball for Aki to chase, and again it's McKenzie who comes for it, and McKenzie who claims it in the air.
Well, to be fair to McKenzie, he's been imperious in the air.
After a bit of a slow start against New Zealand in pouring rain at Twickenham last weekend, there were calls perhaps for Ben Smith to revert to his tried and trusted position of full back, but they've stuck with Damien McKenzie. A little bit like the decision that Joe Schmidt had to make with Larmour and Rob Kearney. That was blocked down, and an opportunity for Reid, who can't hold on to the ball. Handling mistakes from one of the best handling back row forwards in the game.
Well, Jacob Stockdale, you could see what he was trying to do with the smile on Reid's face.
He just doesn't make those errors.
No, he doesn't. Look at the pressure here. Blocks the kick. Oh, just there.
Just want to be a bit square.
Jack Goodhue in support. And you know, this game is going to be decided by little incidents like that, a little mistake here or there. I mean, you watch Retallick at every ruck. He doesn't go in. He uses his long levers to try and put as much pressure as possible on the box kicking of the scrum half. So Kieran Marmion has been put under big pressure as well.
Jacob Stockdale. If you want the epitome of a relieved face, that was that picture right there. Ireland again, a chance to impress their dominance in the scrum.
Set.
Pack weights, Ireland giving away 31 kilos in the pack, Donald. 890 versus New Zealand's 921. But they have blown them away.
Well, it's not about the size. Technique is everything when it comes to scrummaging. In Ireland, they're just so compact as a unit. That front row now.
There's too much movement, but the space is disappearing as well. We work on that space, please.
But you can see. You can see it in the face of Keane Healy, of Rory Best, of Ty Furlong. Every time there's a scrum,
an issue into this
they're
game,
just telling him, bring it on.
3 front row forwards getting ready to come in. Dane Coles, Tuungafasi,
keep the space,
and now Laulala are on the sideline.
Space.
That'll tell you how worn out the current front row must be.
Yeah, 5 minutes into the second half, you normally don't see New Zealand making the changes that early. Their bench has been utilised in the past. 60 minutes, come on and finish the game. Now they have to come on and try and win it.
Better by New Zealand. Yeah. Much better by New Zealand. Maybe they know this is the last big effort for them. Stander's got to use that ball, picks it off the base and did well. It was awkward for CJ Stander.
He did really well there, CJ.
First man.
New Zealand steal the ball though. Savea runs into Sexton trying to rip it off him. Best in over the top, he's on his feet.
Now off your feet,
and now he's told to leave it. Smith to Barrett. Falling behind, little pop in fact it was, and what a big hit that was on Jack Goodhue. That's the 7th cap, the outside centre. Being compared in New Zealand to Conrad Smith in the way he reads the game, but it's still very early in his career. Smith to Barrett. Nowhere to go. Irish first-time tackles have been immense so far. Savea. Nice feet. Still going. Best puts him down. O'Mahony over the top, got to protect his body weight. O'Mahony has a clutch on that ball. He has a grip on that ball. And Peter O'Mahony wins the penalty.
Well, that's what he does best. We know his contribution in the lineup, but so many times the arch poacher in on top. Again, crucial moment. Again, another one of those key wins for Ireland as New Zealand look to their bench. Entire new front row.
Yeah, we've got substitutions. 1, 2, 3 New Zealand. All front row, please.
What a monster. What a monster. Peter O'Mahony.
Look at Tuungafasi. Looks absolutely knackered, gone off the field. Look at him. Cody Taylor doesn't look happy.
He's been pummeled by Ty Furlong for the good 47 minutes.
Owen Franks going off one of the most unwanted records in international rugby. He's over 100 caps, I think 104 today. He's never ever scored a try in international rugby.
And that wait continues.
Well, he won't be scoring today either.
Johnny Sexton.
He's a good player.
No, he's a super player.
He's a great player.
106 cap today, the Crusaders tight head. His brother Ben obviously as well. And all black international. But
you just keep
Peter O'Mahony, this was Savea getting the breakaway, but look at O'Mahony.
Please. Hold the gap, 4.
Just got in.
4 black.
Painted a good picture for the referee. Look at New Zealand trying to shift him. Brody Retallick coming in, or Sam Whitelock.
You can't say it, but I can. Corcon's finest. Absolutely brilliant from Peter O'Mahony. There for Sexton, in behind Crotty. They switch the point of attack to the left-hand side. Stockdale, that chip works out. That chip works really well. Stockdale for Ireland. Jacob Stockdale! What a try!
Look at the reaction from the bench. Jacob Stockdale, record try scorer. Conor Murray on his feet. Record try scorer in the Six Nations last year. He is the arch poacher, the arch finisher. Just look at the work he had to do here. Johnny Sexton takes a late hit from Dane Coles, but Stockdale all on his own, chipping behind, got a brilliant bounce, but work. New Zealand got back. He had the power to get over the line. He did all this himself. Aaron Smith doing everything trying to get back, does make the tackle, but the momentum, the fact that he's 6'3", all of that mattering. And that is the try that Ireland deserved, but they really needed to put away.
An incredible piece of individual brilliance. And Jonathan Sexton, who hasn't missed a kick yet, looking to add the conversion. He'll take a breath. can hear a pin drop as Sexton knocks it over. And with half an hour to play, Ireland lead New Zealand by 16 points to 6, Donald Lennon.
Well, that is a bit of breathing space as we see it again. Great bounce. He drove on. He willed himself to get over the line. Damien McKenzie, Bowden Barrett, everybody trying to get back, but they just were powerless to stop him. No, we know, Hugh, 10 points, not enough. You need
nothing
more
against New Zealand.
Knock on from Black.
That went forward as well.
Disadvantage knock on.
Nothing happening for New Zealand at the moment. Handling mistakes that you do not expect. CJ Stander runs into contact.
Advantage is over.
And Crotty puts him down. Advantage over, says Wayne Barnes, from that knock on, and Ireland still with possession.
Ball still in.
Marmion surveying his options, and Ringrose standing at first receiver on this near side. Looks like they're getting ready.
Still in.
problem for Ireland. Peter O'Mahony has a hip injury, can't run.
Into contact, and again, first time tackles being made from Ireland. Reid into Marmion and Van der Flier, who's gone about his business with ruthless efficiency today. Van der Flier, a barnstorming start in the first 5 minutes, and then just going about making his tackles one by one, chopping them down, and again a handling mistake, and Furlong picks it off the ground. Retallick smashed out of the way, and it's there for Ringrose. Grubber kick through from Ringrose for Keith Earls to chase. Barrett is back there, he's under all sorts of pressure. Barrett into Kearney, and Ireland have a line out. This is the best 51 minutes of international rugby we've seen from any Ireland team.
It is the most sustained pressure that Ireland have ever managed to put on New Zealand, and again it's the stars of the New Zealand side who are being found wanting. But Brodie Retallick again losing possession. Peter O'Mahony is in serious trouble as Healy goes off. That's Jack McGrath.
What a shift for Healy.
Oh, immense. Well, Healy knows he's only going to get 50 minutes, so he gives every single ounce of energy. What about Tyke Furlong again, picking up that loose ball once Brodie Retallick spilled it, carried, fended off.
Jordy Murphy poised to come in.
Yeah, but Peter has had such an influence on the game. You don't want to be losing players like
What
him.
a hit from Rory Best.
Rory Best. Brodie Retallick.
Line's yours, okay.
He's getting it from everyone today. Brilliant hit from Best. Smashes the ball out of his hand. Furlong up in support. Ringrose. Beautiful little dink in behind, and Bowden Barrett does everything to try and stay out of touch, but work rate. Rob Kearney closing the space. Peter O'Mahony ain't going anywhere.
I'll tell you what a chance this is. 51 minutes gone. Ireland don't win the line out. Comes into New Zealand hands. Dane Cole's first to react, and maybe just
watch him stand up.
Half second more of composure from Ireland there, and they're going to try and run this from inside their own 22. McKenzie, little chip over the top. Across comes Marmion. Where's this going to bounce? Into the Connacht scrum half hands, and McKenzie drags him back into the Irish half. Back there is Bundyaki to lend his support, and Jacob Stockdale and Van der Flier as well. So an Irish attack back inside their own half here as James Ryan carries towards the halfway line.
No, thanks. Play on, all open play now. No, you both went off your feet.
New Zealand appealing for the referee, up really quickly as well. First touch for Jack McGrath is on in place of Healy. And the loose head setting it up for Marmion.
Ball
wants
out.
to get play back down inside the New Zealand half. Plenty of height in that kick. The chase not as quick to put pressure on Barrett, who did well just to keep his eyes on that ball. There for Aaron Smith. He steadies himself again. Plenty of height on that one. Kearney's calling for Carney into the air, takes it. Beautiful catch and hits the ground.
He makes it look so easy.
There for Stander trying to wriggle free. Marmion, quick ball, Sexton in behind to Bundyaki. Tackle comes in from Goodhue. Counter ruck from New Zealand, and Dane Coles, and almost paid off as well. Ryan Savea puts him down. Sexton, Van der Flier, Whitelock wrapping those big arms of his
Off your feet
around
now.
the 7 jersey of Josh Van der Flier. Marmion goes to the right. James Ryan juggles with it. but crucially hangs on. Still there for Ireland. Ringrose to Aki. Devon Toner to protect the ball. Ireland comfortable going through the phases. Jack McGrath this time. Upended by Aaron Smith.
Don't go in there, don't go in there.
Marmion just lost his feet.
Penalty.
Nothing wrong with what New Zealand were doing in defence. Again, Retallick has to get back onside. And Tyke Furlong just protecting the ball. Should be there for Marmion. Again, launches one into the air. It's going to drop just to the 22-metre line. McKenzie loses out to Kearney. Rob Kearney in the air once again for Ireland. Inside New Zealand's 22 they go. Looking for the second try. Sexton has a bit of room. Johnny Sexton. Marmion goes left. Furlong again.
Tackle!
First time tackles have to be made. And you see the roll away just in time. Van der Flier in behind to Sexton. Ringrose, the miss pass on the outside meant for Kearney, but comes to Keith Earls. Little grubber in behind from Earls, has to make the tackle on McKenzie, and New Zealand have nowhere to go. The ball is blocked down, and Van der Flier has to get there. He does so. What a handoff. And what a tackle from Retallick. Absolutely upended him. Stander. Dragged to the ground by Tuungafasi. Again, it squirts loose. And Kieran Marmion, all he could do was fire one out to Bundyaki, but he gets back on his feet. Stander to McGrath. Tackle this time from Laulala. 16 cap off the bench, one-handed scoop off the ground from Marmion. What a bit of skill that was as well, under pressure. Reid this time making the hit. New Zealand forcing Ireland back. Ringrose tries the dummy, needs to hit the ground and needs a bit of support. Stander making himself available once again.
Now. Off your feet.
Ioane from Sexton. It's going to drop just before the 22. What a kick this is. Tackle from Kearney as a penalty. It could be a card, and Kearney's injured himself, but it could be a yellow card depending on how Wayne Barnes viewed the collision.
Well, we'll have to have a look at the contest in the air. It looked to me as if both were arriving at the same time. This is relentless.
Penalties given. Don't need to, Rory. Don't need to. Just if you want to look at your player, go and talk to your player.
Just have a look. What a hang time from that kick from Johnny Sexton.
It's a penalty.
He's in the air. Yeah, I think it's just a. Ioane, who's about 6'3", he gets up into the air ahead of Johnny, or ahead of Rob Kearney.
Kearney's eyes on the ball the whole time.
We
he lands on his side, Donald.
We're not certain it's a card, that's why we're not going card. Okay?
No,
it's not a card, it's just a penalty.
I have seen cards given for that. Definitely nothing more than a yellow, but I think Wayne Barnes has been sensible about it. Ioane, he won the contest to get up in the air first. Kearney couldn't pull out at that stage.
What a game he's had, Rob.
Oh, he's been brilliant. Listen, he does the basics so well. The confidence that it imbues in a team. When you know every time that ball that goes in behind you, he just sails into the air, but he makes it look easy. His positional sense is superb. He's always in the right place at the right time, and you know that is the value of experience.
And he's back on his feet.
Off your feet, you're coming off the ball. It's really nice. Yeah,
substitution, 15 black, please.
Yeah, and Damien's going off, mate.
So Damien McKenzie is going off, and Richie Monga's going in, which means that Bowden Barrett will go to full back.
Yeah, and do you know what? That's going to create a different type of an attacking threat. Richie Mwanga has had a very good season for the Crusaders. Bowden Barrett,
but if you're wrong side, I agree.
Creates most of his problems from broken play. He's so fast.
Watch back on.
So a different dynamic here, and Steve Hansen, I think it's a recognition, Hugh, that he has to try something different.
There you are, mate. Just give you a gap.
Penny for your thoughts, Steve.
Well, he looks worried, doesn't he? He knows whatever happens, he's been in one hell of a game.
So Cole's the throw over the top. That was planned, though. It's really well executed as well. Ioane trying to go through, and a pop inside to Smith.
That's his lost forward.
It went forward. The offload didn't quite work out. A brilliant run by the winger, Donald, but it's just not happening for New Zealand.
No, it isn't. But that was a pre-planned play. Brilliant throw from Cody Taylor right over the top. And Riku Ioane was positioned there, gets in behind the first line of defence. Oh, so close. They're so brilliant at those offloads, but as you say, nothing sticking. But a lot of that is a consequence of the pressure that Ireland are putting on the player in the tackle.
James Ryan back to his feet. Ian Henderson warming up on the sideline as well.
Yeah,
Jordan Larmour thought he might be coming in when Rob Kearney was down. He's back, and so too Jordy Murphy. Peter Mahoney still out there.
There's a few new
but
faces.
Ireland have a serious quality on the bench, though, Hugh. You know, and if Ian Henderson has to come in, he certainly won't let this side down.
Disappointed not to start, I'm sure, but now we can see why Devon Toller was straight back in to this team.
He's transformed the line-out today.
9 line-outs won for Ireland, none of them lost.
Bind. Set. Let's go.
Let's see what the new front row for New Zealand can do. Marmion told to get on with the feed.
Stay quite close, all back pass. Perfect.
Rock solid from Ireland.
Exactly what Sexton and Marmion want here. Ringrose, what can they do? Missed pass on the outside to Stockdale. Was that forward?
Didn't look it from up here.
We're slightly off centre in terms of the angle here, but it certainly didn't seem. I'd love to see the replay of it.
Well, I tell you, the interesting thing for me
substitution, Barnsley, number 9 black,
is
please. No,
TJ Perenara
is coming in.
He led a different threat, probably more sparky around the breakdown than Aaron Smith. But look here, I think Stockdale had the beating.
Is that forward?
It doesn't look forward to me. Didn't look forward initially. It doesn't look forward. No.
Say again. All right.
Aaron Smith goes off, and TJ Perenara, his 54th cap, the 26-year-old Hurricane scrum half is in. Again, another position that could have gone either way.
Yeah,
today.
arguably, I think TJ Perenara has had the better season throughout the course of the Rugby Championship. Aaron Smith not quite firing the manner that he has in the past, and this guy is a live wire.
Patience and space.
Crouch. Too.
Bind. Set.
We're approaching the final quarter, and if it bears repeating, 23 of New Zealand's 68 tries in 2018 have come in the last 20 minutes. Ireland will be all too aware of that. Better scrum by the visitors. Ball from the back from Reid. First touch from Perenara. Little dink through. Stockdale had to take that, but Barrett was breathing down his neck. Did really well, Stockdale, under huge pressure. And then New Zealand told to roll away.
It's slow ball. Just hold, just half a step, please. Just half a step.
Ireland appealing for a penalty there. It was Bowden Barrett who was just on the wrong side, but he did make an effort to move, according to Wayne
when
Barnes.
he lifts it. Yes. Thanks, fellas.
Kieran Marmion has played well. Some of his kicking has relieved a lot of pressure. Not easy when you have to fill the boots of Conor Murray, but I think he's done really well as well today.
Substitution, Ireland, please.
What's up?
Number 9.
Just as you say, Donald, it's Luke McGrath who's going to come in fresh legs in the last 20 minutes. So 2 new scrum halves onto the pitch, but with Barrett, you see. Here comes Luke McGrath.
It doesn't surprise me that Joe is making the change, but I think Kieran Marmion, he's done everything that he's been asked to do, and quite rightly is getting an outstanding reception from the crowd going off.
Line-out loss for New Zealand. Kieran Reid couldn't hold it. The first touch for Luke McGrath is going to be to feed Josh van der Flier. CJ Stander first and then van der Flier. Here's Sexton now. Ireland running it from just on their own 22. Bundyaki drawing with the ball. Arnie Savea in on top of him. Luke McGrath wrestling the ball. They got to let go of it surely, and they just about do in time to satisfy Wayne Barnes. Sexton calling for it on the right-hand side, and he gets it as well. Ringrose, no room to move, and tackled well by his opposite number. Good hit from Goodhue. McGrath bundles his way towards the halfway line. Needed a bit of help as well.
First man.
Stolen by Savea, and this is dangerous now. Savea chips it through. Back comes Rob Kearney. Going to have to get there first. The ball's going to go just over the line. 22-metre drop out. Really good steal by the New Zealand open side, but just too much on the kick.
Yeah, it was, but I tell you, Johnny Sexton ran a brilliant line coming back. He just forced Savea to have to run around him, and that extra yard was the difference between maybe getting there ahead of Rob Kearney. Big carry here again from Jack McGrath, but crucially he gets a little bit isolated.
Here we are.
And, Goodhue with a steal.
Yeah, great turnover. Look at the kick here, but Johnny Sexton just gets a little bit of a nudge there.
Everyone.
Rob Kearney was always going to win it, I think, to be fair.
Anton Lienert-Brown getting ready to come in as well. What a take, and Devon Toner there for McGrath. James Ryan, another carry, this time straight into Scott Barrett, who puts him backwards in the tackle. Really good hit by Scotty Barrett, and there for Sexton.
Just hold.
Yeah, out of the Irish half and down the throat of Bowden Barrett. Bit of room for him to run this one back. Dummy switch, and off he goes. We know how quick he is. Ball on the outside, and across comes Aki. This is what New Zealand love, the broken field running. Ben Smith this time. Jack McGrath bundled out of the way as he went in over that ball. Keeping possession now. New Zealand get the hand away to Savea. It's Goodhue outside him. Goodhue, little step, beautiful step from Goodhue. New Zealand finding the rhythm with ball in hand. Perenara. Mo'unga. Back with the scrum half, queuing up on the right-hand side. Barrett with a little grubber kick through. They're queuing up here. Can Stockdale get there? Oh, what a take from Peter O'Mahony. A certain try-saver. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. But New Zealand tails are up. They're coming into their own now. They had to have a purple patch at some stage. Bundyaki, look at that for straight. Ireland now, game management absolutely crucial in this period of the game. Todd Furlong breathing really heavily in behind as McGrath finds a safe touch. What about that?
Really good touch there from Luke McGrath. But again, what a cover tackle there from Peter O'Mahony. On the work rate to get out wide. We saw he could barely walk about 20 minutes ago. Look at his work rate in getting back, diving on the ball. Brilliant anticipation.
Well,
not only that, but he also has the wherewithal to present it properly and enable Ireland to clear their lines.
Henderson in, and the roar for Devon Toner. Listen to this.
Quite rightly. Never gets the accolades that he deserves, but he's put in a massive shift today.
Over to you, Ian Henderson. 20 minutes of your finest, please. You know it's in the locker there somewhere. Anton Lienert-Brown carries it into contact. Perenara, All Blacks now, sensing perhaps for the first time in this game.
Well, it's the first time they've had any sense of continued possession.
Lienert-Brown again, Sexton goes in, doesn't quite get the wrap around though, and he bounces off the tackle.
Next one, Johnny. Johnny.
Well, we best just having a word with Johnny Sexton there, tell him to keep those tackles down. Carry this time from Tuungafasi. The Blues loose head. There from Mo'unga. Tackled by Van der Flier and Perenara. Barrett almost getting away. New Zealand have just increased the tempo here. Ioane, two to bring him down. Bundyaki wraps him around the ankles there. Once again for New Zealand, hammering away now. Barrett switching the midfield. Savea, Irish defence has been immaculate so far. They're going to need to be as well for the next 18 minutes or so. New Zealand now trying to go wide this time. Mo'unga hands it to Ben Smith on the outside. Opportunity for Goodhue. Again the tackle from McGrath. Perenara again. Tuungafasi. Look at that, O'Mahony in over the ball. Has O'Mahony got his hands on it? Another turnover by Peter O'Mahony. He's having the game of his life over the ball.
Well, they're all in crucial positions. And look at him. He's absolutely knackered. That's two turnovers, both in that little patch of grass. And that's what you call leading by example. Johnny Sexton, he looked as if he was out of it a couple of minutes ago. I hope it's a cramp, but not a
substitution.
It isn't cramp. It's going to take 23 players to win this game.
Joey Carbery's coming in.
10's on the floor, he'll go off with a physio.
Hold on, Barrett, hold on.
Hold on.
The pain etched across the face of Peter O'Mahony.
Look at him. He bided his moment, waited. He didn't want to be involved in the tackle. Then latched on straight away.
A few times.
Henderson, Stander, best.
Okay, they're saying they need to sub 6.
The work rate of the Irish team is just inspirational.
Heroic.
Okay.
It is. They're going to have to. Jordy Murphy definitely coming off. coming on, I should say.
Andy Porter as well, getting ready to come in. Here comes Jordy Murphy, who scored a try in Chicago against New Zealand and then had to go off with an injury. Up to Ulster at the end of last season, and Peter O'Mahony, well, listen to this.
With the crowd are standing on their feet. Every person in a green jersey, and I'd suspect anyone who has a black one as well, they're rising to the example that this man has given here today. He's given everything he has. And Jordy Murphy has to take that mantle now and finish it out.
Peter O'Mahony goes off to end his 52nd cap. Will it be a winning cap? Johnny Sexton into the corner. He's still on the pitch, and Andrew Porter yet to come on as well.
Hold that gap.
Fields of Athenroy ringing around the Aviva Stadium. 17 minutes to play. 10 points the gap. First take for the substitute Jordy Murphy for Ireland. Ireland setting them all as well. McGrath launches one high in the air. Look at the height on that ball. Got to be claimed. It is claimed, and off they go. Smith. Tackle. Perenara, advantage, and Ireland giving off the penalty. Bundy Aki in from the side. The two centres smelt.
Well, do you know what?
A bit of vulnerability.
I think it's one of those New Zealand type penalties. Happy to give it away, because if New Zealand were able to sweep that ball away, Ireland were in trouble. I mean, they just launched themselves into the ruck trying to clear out the ball. But New Zealand are coming. You can sense it. Every minute they're getting stronger.
Substitutions, please, Barnsley again. Number 2.
Ireland's record against New Zealand: 1 win from 30 games, 28 for New Zealand, 1 draw, 1 Irish victory in Chicago. New Zealand unbeaten in the last 15 tests in Dublin.
Well, I tell you, whoever wins today will have deserved the win. There'll be no excuses. There's no ambush. It is two teams giving everything they have. And we've 16 minutes. Look at Furlong going on, the pain on his face. He's had a fantastic game.
Ball off the top from the line out to use. Mo'unga. Offload to Lienert-Brown. Up the middle he goes. Savea to active scrum half. And again, Goodhue takes it. Cronin and Porter in for Ireland. Fresh legs in the front row. Cronin having to make the tackle. Barrett don't want to give him an inch of space. Barrett tries the offload. Rob Kearney steals it away. New Zealand are getting closer, but Ireland still not relenting.
Still in. I'll shout you when it's out. Ball out.
McGrath happy to find touch.
Well, that's another great clearance from Luke McGrath. Very hard to come into a game, get up to the pace. Again, Rob Kearney, just like a goalkeeper back there. Bowden Barrett is lethal. And Kearney just got himself in the way. I mean, he uses experience to get into all the right positions.
Stolen by Henderson, and the offload as well to McGrath and to Cronin. What a moment.
Off the foot.
Bundy Aki, Gary Ringrose, two-handed carry. Lovely offload again, and Aki couldn't hold the ball.
He dropped it.
Crucial that Ireland try and maintain as much possession as possible. And New Zealand will have a scrum.
Well, it's no surprise that the mistakes are coming in now, because both sets of players have given everything. But look here, complete misunderstanding in what was supposed to happen.
He's right on top of our scrum now. Is he right?
Ian Henderson couldn't believe his luck.
Please.
Big hit there from Anton Lienert-Brown. In fairness to Bundy Aki, it was the actual the hit coming in from Kieran Reid. Johnny Sexton is under pressure. Joey Carbery is his top off. Jordan Larmour is his top off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got that one now.
Rob Kearney going off. It's another standing ovation. I don't envy having to pick a man of the match, Donald. You can make a case for every single player on that pitch.
It's unbelievable. Not worried about man of the match at the moment. Let's win this match. Ireland are in this brilliant position.
Yeah. So lost forward.
Jordan Larmour comes in. Rob Kearney goes off.
Okay, let's go, please.
14 minutes on the clock.
Right,
10 points the gap.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, lots of new faces. Let's get that balance and space. Balance.
In the back of your mind, you think of those 17-point turnarounds that New Zealand have done in the last 12 months against Australia, against South Africa, 15 points against England last week. You just can't take your eye off them.
Set. Stay nice and close, or back foot. Back foot.
New Zealand lock out the scrum. McGrath calling the defensive line.
High tackle, anyone?
Ryan Barnes asking is the officials if they spot anything high. Play on. Is the call?
Advantage, penalty, high tackle.
It was high. A little bit of a late call.
Advantage, penalties over there. We'll come back if necessary. Give me that mark,
advantage
please.
being played.
Matthew.
Ringrose just hanging on to the boot of Tuungafasi. Falling behind from Reid, and then Goodhue just to lay the pass slightly to Barrett again.
They have numbers.
Numbers on that right hand side. Sexton had to come through, and the pass needed to go. Was that deliberate?
Knock on the tackle, nothing more.
No advantage, high tackle.
In front of me, 20 meters.
Well, it's a 2-score game here. What did New Zealand do?
Yeah, but look, is there an incident there? No. Johnny Sexton. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's just
here, mate.
raising his arms. Was there a late hit?
Kick a goal?
I tell you, Jacob Stockdale had to make a decision there. I think he
Kieran?
might have been lucky that the
Go for
earlier
goal.
penalty was there, because he may have knocked down that ball.
Well, if it's a deliberate knock.
Absolutely.
Just
high
look at it
tackle.
again here. That's the tackle from
That is,
Sexton.
well,
He's got
that
to
is
lower
high.
his tackle
Yeah,
technique.
that is high. That is a penalty. Not in dispute.
You got him there, thanks.
You just have a look here.
The last hit that
no.
Johnny Sexton put in, Donald,
Yeah.
Rory Best said to him afterwards, Wayne Barnes said, Johnny, lower your tackles, and Rory said to Johnny Sexton, just get lower.
Yeah.
On that occasion he didn't, and that was the result.
And to be fair to Jacob Stockdale, he made a good tackle. It wasn't a slap.
Really nice scrum now, really nice scrum. I just thought that one where you both went the floor, I wasn't quite sure if you'd gone out first of all, but you reckon, yeah. I see your point. He's changed now, so.
It's a massive kick. To put 7 points between the teams. Flags go up. We have a 1-score game.
Just thinking back to that third and final test in the Lions in New Zealand last year, that ended in a draw, and it was one of the greatest anticlimax of all time. Nobody knew what to do, but right now Ireland, you feel they just need to get another score. They need to try and get a little bit of territory, Hugh. They've spent the last 20 minutes embedded in their own half of the field. It was inevitable that New Zealand would fight back. Ireland now need to try and re-establish some control of territory.
Sexton goes deep into the 22. Lienert-Brown, tackled by Sean Cronin, stops him in his tracks, and again Perenara just pulling the strings outside him. Different dynamic to Aaron Smith, and a lot more vocal. TJ Perenara, leader of the hack, as you saw at the start of the game, and here he is steadying himself.
Behind the ball.
Back to Mo'unga.
Just hold forwards, just hold.
Looking to find touch, and Ireland, I'm sure, will eat up every single second they can.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, the crazy thing, Hugh, Ireland had 7 out of 7 lineouts in the opening half. This is only their third lineout of the second half, which is an indication of New Zealand controlling the possession, not kicking to touch, because they know the quality of the Irish lineout. No, Devon Toner is off at this stage. Sean Cronin's first delivery.
Henderson had a brilliant steal on New Zealand line out last time out, but Cronin's got to hit the man here. New Zealand get up, and it's Whitelock who takes it.
Is he in the air there, anyone?
It's accidental for me.
On the outside. Again, New Zealand looking to run from deep, and Ioane one-on-one here. Tackle has to be made. Jordan Larmour goes round the ankles and hangs on. Perenara, full slow coming back. Again, a contest forward. Look at CJ Stander holding him up. The strength of Stander. Can he keep him hauled up? Just gets the ground. It should be back in the New Zealand side. They haven't. They've lost it. CJ Stander, brilliant.
Well, that was outstanding again from Stander. The Irish back row.
I didn't see it. If it wasn't clear, I'm sorry if I missed it.
Stander really, he put his body on the line because he knew the hits were going to come in.
Good first scrum, mate.
Problem here, Peter O'Mahony is off, and he would have been the target there. Johnny Murphy just not quite getting up, and Whitelock getting in front of him. But look at Stander here, powering the legs to get in underneath. Stay upright, hold the ball up, watch the hits coming in from New Zealand. Bang. He was willing to take that hit, to hold it up.
Patient. Patience. Crouch. Bye. lines. Set.
The strike from Sean Cronin. Scrum wheeling around 90 degrees. The ball goes loose and McGrath to Sexton.
Good attacking scrum.
Sexton in behind. Missed pass on the outside is a good one. To Stockdale. And off he goes. Stockdale. Kick over the top. Lost his feet.
Was he tripped?
Play on.
Was he tripped? 22-minute drop by the crowd are furious on the far side.
Well, Jacob Stockdale has his hands up. I'd like to see it again. I don't know, was it a tap tackle after he had kicked the ball?
Well, the TMO can't come in these situations, as we know.
I can't hear.
Well, he's talking to Barrett, I think.
I totally agree. He kicked the ball and he tapped his ankles.
He tapped his ankles, but did he do it after he kicked the ball?
Keith Earls takes it. Here's Jordy Murphy. Into contact, put down by Tuungafasi. Andrew Porter runs into Goodhue. Makes about half a metre. There for McGrath.
Still in.
Bowden Barrett looks like he's steadying himself to receive this one. He's right underneath it. Pressure from Earls. Barrett gets high and lovely hands and composure to take that ball out of the sky.
Off your feet now.
There for Perenara. Laulala, they're going to run this ball. Kieran Reid tackled really well by Ian Henderson. Contest for the ball is a fair one. Henderson back on his feet and picks him up off the ground. New Zealand have to release on it. Ball should be there for Ben Smith to use. Back to his captain and Reid into contact. Perenara. Bundyaki with the hit. Laulala with the carry. 7 minutes to play. 7 points the gap. Is that offside? No, referee says play on.
No hands, Ireland. Ball still in.
He was slightly ahead of the ball carrier there. And again, a little bit of indecision for Perenara. Did well just to get through and over the gain line and keep the momentum for New Zealand going forward.
No.
Slower ball this time. Henderson wraps him around. Sean Cronin, the tackle, has to roll away. Perenara once more. Laulala, ball in behind to Barrett. No real options for him to go, and then Reid drops it again. And the pressure from Stockdale on Smith, trying to force him into touch with Sexton. That is brilliant. Look what it means to Jonathan Sexton.
Substitution,
Lovely reaction from the crowd. Stockdale again putting the pressure on Johnny Sexton. He had cramp about 5 minutes ago. Somehow got back into the game. Pressure, nobody. Kieran Reid making mistakes that you never see. Stockdale pressure on Ben Smith. Looks as if he's getting away. Johnny Sexton. Look at that.
They just want to check if your fall's okay before they make their decision.
They haven't given New Zealand an inch. Right from the kickoff, it's been relentless. You know, teams, in the past, they've put pressure on New Zealand, but they haven't always been able to sustain it. Ireland have been immaculate from that point of view.
Hold on, please. Right, up we come. On you. Don't go down the middle, please. Don't go down the middle.
On comes Matt Todd, his 17th cap for New Zealand.
All set, fellas.
Sean Cronin.
Right, who's in?
Ireland have to win this line out, Donald.
2 metres, 2 metres, please. 2 metres. Watch on.
They've lost it again. It's falling apart at the line out.
I think that was Scott Barrett that time.
Can we patch Devon Toner up and get him back on the pitch, because it just hasn't happened. It's himself and a man he went off. They're going to have another go here. It's a New Zealand ball though. It came off an Irish hand, I think.
Well, that's the problem for Ireland at the moment. Peter O'Mahony and Devon Toner are their go-to guys from a line-up perspective. All of a sudden now, you see New Zealand have 3 with Whitelock, Barrett,
Ireland.
Brody Retallick, even though Ireland of New Zealand have cut the line here.
Dane Coles to throw. Go to the front. Clean ball for New Zealand. Their line out. No problems whatsoever. Perenara again. They've got to get out away from their own try line here, New Zealand, and that's what Mo'unga does. He's gone into touch, and again they're backing themselves to disrupt Ireland. Stockdale, I'm sure, happy to leave that one go. We have 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, but Ireland have to get this line out right.
That's your mark, my friend.
2 opportunities to hold on to the ball, but they haven't been able to win it. Just look here.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Challenge in the air.
Okay, please.
It's Brodie Retallick up at the front, in front of Ian Henderson. You can see Henderson, James Ryan having a discussion.
Composure needed here.
Yeah.
Retallick stole 3 against England. He got up again last time perfectly. He seems to be able to read whatever the Ireland call is at the moment. Henderson, that's better. Now Ireland have it.
Gutsy call to go for Henderson again.
Ireland set them all. On they go.
Only green on the ground, only green.
Green to floor.
Clock's kick high. It's going to drop just outside the 22. Fair contact. Did it go forward?
I think
it did go forward. Advantage to New Zealand. And Ireland have to cover out wide because New Zealand have plenty of numbers.
Not now.
And they're going to run everything now. Little ball over the top from Perenara. Advantage not over. Got to go back for that scrum.
First one, 2 knock-ons.
Well, that's all right. The scrum could take up to a minute. If I was Ireland, I'd be taking my time. Take your time getting set. You're playing against the clock. You've got to keep the pressure on. Got to keep New Zealand pinned back here. Look at Joe Schmidt. I don't know who he's talking to. I think we all know what he's saying.
Watch up.
Time off, Barnsley, injury here.
Yeah, watch his stop. I
Watched
can't
up
make a
by
hooker scrummage.
Wayne Barnes and Sean Cronin getting back to his feet here. TJ Perenara looking for inspiration from somewhere.
Okay, we'll have 10 green. Barnsley substitution, please.
Looks like Joey Carbery's getting ready to come in, so Jonathan Sexton will go off. What a massive 3.5 minutes for Joey Carbery, born in New Zealand. Clontarf's finest, now down and firmly ensconced with Munster. He's got to see this one out, Donald.
Yeah, he has, but he made his debut against New Zealand 2 years ago. First time on the field. Again, the crowd rise to their feet. And rightly so, because Sexton has given every ounce of energy.
This has been an incredible test match.
Let's go.
3.5 minutes to play.
Crouch.
You can cut the tension with a knife here.
Set. Stay close or stay back.
Perenara feeds. New Zealand back standing very flat, apart from Bowden Barrett, who's deepest of all at fullback. Where's this going to go? Chaka comes in. Keith Earls puts him down, and again the ball on the outside. Jordan Larmour came through, and Ioane could only take the tackle. Again, the clean out from New Zealand. They are still fighting for this game.
Yeah, no, Ireland are down a man. Keith Earls is back on his feet, but he's hurting.
It's in.
Ball in behind. Richie Mounga looking for a half gap, none there.
Tackle
Ringrose
and
Luke
away.
McGrath, in fact it was, who put him down. Perenara goes right. Barrett trying to force his way through, almost underneath the tackle. No joy. Retallick straight into Murphy. Another carry, this time Scott Barrett. Passed it in at Brown. Flat, but okay, says referee Wayne Barnes. Perenara once more. This time Tuungafasi. Irish defence holding, and holding well at the moment. Bundyaki just cutting up the outside pass. Now they're going to turn in behind. Jordan Larmour, dangerous bounce to the ball for Larmour. Did well to take that.
My heart was in my mouth. I thought he was going to miss it.
Give me a clock check.
Ian Henderson this time.
2 minutes. Thank you.
The effort from the Irish players. It's just been relentless from start to finish.
The ball's available.
Inside the final 2 minutes. New Zealand with 3 penalties on the board. Ireland with 3, and the try from Jacob Stockdale that separates the team.
Off feet now. Make sure we arrive up.
There for Luke McGrath. Ireland, if they can just hold on to possession.
You can't afford to give away a penalty, then giving away field position. Ireland need to be so careful here. Need to get their technique right.
McGrath steadying himself for the box kick, needs chasers. Wayne Barnes telling Ireland to hold it. Contest with Stockdale, doesn't want to give away a penalty, makes the tackle. And now Ireland have to line out. New Zealand again deep, and on this near side, Lienert-Brown is calling for it. Almost unmarked on his own. Keith Earls has a little look over his right hand shoulder and spots him. We have 1 minute left to play.
We'll stay here, thank you.
The last 10 minutes have seemed like an hour, Donald Lenihan.
Well, we've seen New Zealand score at the death so many times, but Ireland are aware of that.
Can Ireland hold them out? They're going to run this ball. Ioane almost at the halfway line. Again, the tackle goes in. This time it's the captain, Kieran Reid. Retallick drops his frame into contact over the halfway line. New Zealand fighting all the way to the last whistle. Numbers on the right hand side if they get this one from Ben Smith. Brilliant hit by Carbery to wrap him around the ankles. 20 seconds to play at the Aviva Stadium. Barrett. Lienert-Brown. James Ryan puts him down.
9, 8.
Is there one more twist in this game? The ball over the top on the outside. Chance for Ben Smith. 1-on-1. 80 minutes are gone.
Is yours, Wayne.
No room for error for New Zealand. So, Retallick scrapping and fighting New Zealand to the very end. Ireland tackling for their lives here. Barrett, missed pass to Reid. Goes to ground. Todd this time. One mistake and it's all over. Barrett, no room to move, comes back inside. Skips away from the first hit of Jack McGrath. Ball on the deck. Still there for New Zealand. 16th phase coming up. That's dropped! That's dropped! It's over! The final whistle sounds! Chicago is banished to the memory, and Ireland have beat New Zealand in Dublin for the first time ever, Donald Lenihan.
And there was no ambush here today. This was two teams going at each other, full tilt, and Ireland were better. They came out on top. They bossed the game from start to finish. They had that period when they had to absorb pressure. They did that. They stood up, and I've never seen the Aviva alive like this. Unbelievable.
Peter O'Mahony, your man of the match.
Well, I tell you, I'd love to throw every name into the bin or into a bucket. All Irish names, pull one out, because each and every one was brilliant. But on the basis of his performance, putting his body on the mat, my Guinness Series man of the match is Peter O'Mahony.
Rory Best, what a performance. The line out, superb. Devon Toner, CJ Stander, Jonathan Sexton, the try scorer, Jacob Stockdale, Rob Kearney immense at the back, the safest pair of hands in the Irish game right now. To a man, every player from 1 to 23 played their part, and for the first time ever, Ireland victorious against New Zealand in Dublin. The back-to-back World Cup champions humbled here by an incredible performance.
Unbelievable. I mean, really. Oh, pity we're not playing the World Cup tomorrow.
They wouldn't be able to.
Oh, well.
They'd be out on their feet. Incredible.
But listen, we're 11 months, so 1 against 2. Ireland have shown that there is very little now between these two sides. There is still a huge amount to go, a huge distance to travel. But look how much better we are now for him having to go out there, having to play without a key player like Conor Murray. And Kieran Marmion and Luke McGrath stood up today, and that's what you need on the biggest stage to win the top trophies. You need quality in every position, and each and every one of those Irish players stood up today. Devon Toner recalled, he was outstanding. CJ Stander carried. Tyke Furlong, he laid the platform up front from the scrum. Likewise Cian Healy and Jacob Stockdale on the way. You can name each and every one of them. Heroes to a man.
Heroes and history makers indeed. Claire McNamara is with the man of the match, Peter O'Mahony.
Peter O'Mahony, congratulations, you are the Guinness man of the match. Rory Sheridan is here with your presentation. Peter, extraordinary performance, extraordinary night and an extraordinary result. You've beaten the All Blacks in Dublin.
Yeah, look, it's taken a while, 100 and whatever years, but It's a special group of boys, and look, it's an honour to play alongside them every time we take the field, every time we get a chance. And you know, it's a special day today, playing alongside some of my best friends. It was a good day.
We saw right from the off tonight the ambition, the intent, and that pressure that you kept up right until the end.
Yeah, look, we knew we had to be relentless. They're not number one in the world for the crack. They're the best team in the world, and we knew we had to probably play our best game of this squad's tenure. And look, it was well up there with one of the best.
Try-saving moment from you in there, and so much heroic defending from so many of your teammates.
It was unreal playing alongside them. Boys showing up everywhere. You know, tackles that probably shouldn't have been made, plays that should have been made. But you know, guys are fighting for each other and fighting for the cause, and it was a good day.
What a huge step up for Irish rugby.
Yeah, look, we're building nicely. Some nice confidence going into the next Six Nations, and we'll build on. We've obviously got a big game next week against the States, so we'll get recovered and get stuck in next week.
What does this mean with a huge year ahead looming in the World Cup?
Well, look, as I said, it's a big piece of history for us, and it was one we wanted to tick off in Ireland, and we've ticked it off now, so happy days.
Congratulations, Peter, well done in your performance. Ireland captain Rory Best is here as well. Rory, can you sum up that for us?
Like, I think probably the atmosphere at the minute sums it up. You know, it was a massive lift for us when you came out here and you heard this noise. You couldn't help but motivated. You know, you're playing the best team in the world. We knew it was going to take a special performance, and we started well. Everyone in the stadium gave us a big lift whenever we needed it.
You can hear the noise and hear what it means to so many.
Yeah, look, I think we knew everyone had been wanting to talk about this game for months. We were trying to black it out, and obviously this week it was all that we had to focus on. And look, they're a wonderful team. We had to hang on at the end, but I think it shows the character we had. You know, we emptied the bench, we had everyone on the pitch, and everyone dug deep and forced a mistake in the end. And like, you think about learning mistakes. We were in a similar position in 2013, and you know, we've made massive steps forward since then.
Yeah, what was the difference tonight? What saw you hold out where in the past we didn't?
I think in 13 we didn't score in the second half. In 16 Chicago we did. Tonight we did. We knew we had to score a try. In that second game in 2016 we didn't score a try. We scored penalties. And you know, a team like New Zealand, if you sit and wait for them, you're going to be in trouble.
Congratulations, Rory. Go and enjoy the moment with your teammates. We've also got the New Zealand captain, Kieran Reid, here. Kieran, that was a real battle you found yourselves in tonight.
We certainly did. Everyone just threw everything at it. I think all 23 players on both teams, and you know, the Irish were too good for us tonight, so full credit to them.
It's not often you come up short.
No, it's not. You know, but it happens, and you know, we've just got to take those lessons. They took their opportunities, so got to give them the credit for doing that. You know, and they defended really well. We actually couldn't really break them down tonight, so we'll learn from that.
And you were attacking right there up until the end.
Yeah, we were. Look, we still had belief in ourselves to, you know, try and get across the line again. You know, but it wasn't to be, so give them the credit.
Thank you very much, Kieran.
Thank you.
Look at the Aviva, not a soul has left, and you know, we're going to talk about it for a while. I'll just throw one word out there, guys: inspirational.
It was just a performance that I'm just glad I'm here to witness. You know, played in an Irish jersey, never achieved it. Watched these guys many a times over the years, never achieved it. And to be here on such a special occasion, number 1 versus number 2 in Ireland, to come out on top and see some of the lads that I played alongside with smiles from ear to ear. It's absolutely amazing, enthralling game of rugby.
And a great game of rugby, and a clean game of rugby.
And a clean game of rugby. Well, I suppose for me, you know, I didn't know whether I'd see the day. I've been here, you know, nearly 30 years. As Stephen said, to witness this, I'm kind of I'm proud to be a plastic paddy, and I think, you know, they deserve to win, and I think, you know, the All Blacks were very magnanimous in defeat, and there's no excuses with this one. They were beaten by the better team, and that's the way it'll be viewed back there. But yeah, absolutely, you know, to a man, inspiration.
It's hard to beat the All Blacks, we know that. It's so hard that since 1995 no Northern Hemisphere team until today kept them tryless.
Yeah, well, that was the key to it, but today Irish rugby's come of age. Like, there was times we flirted with the top 5, the top 3.
It's real now.
It's now real. We are arguably the best team in the world after today. I know we're second in the rankings, but we were the better team today by a mile. I mean, and to be fair to New Zealand, you know, we played absolutely brilliantly. They played brilliantly, but we held them off, and we were the better side. And they kept it at till the very end. They didn't back off. They didn't do anything except keep plugging away. But we had the character to keep defending. And I think today was like, this is it. Like, we all talked before the game, there was either the best team were going to walk away today, and we walked away. So we've come of age, I say, as a rugby nation. We've taken seriously anybody now who wants to play us.
And just, you know, the impact this has on people as we see the Aviva still thronged. The wider thing is we do, as people, put our faith in so many different vehicles, be it sport or politics or whatever, and for once we haven't been let down.
But sport's a huge part of our DNA in Ireland. You go to an All-Ireland football or hurling final, a rugby match, a soccer match, it's right part of what we are, and we celebrate very well. And I think today the release is almost as well the fact that we knew we were good enough to win it. Could we put in the 80 minutes that we needed to win this game against a New Zealand who have no excuses? And we did, and that's like, you know, you can't, like, a day like today is a historic day in Irish sport. It's not just a historic day in Irish rugby, and I think you can see the crowd tonight feeding off that energy. The whole country's on their feet.
I think Joe Schmidt has created a culture there where it is definitely the 23 and it is the squad, because you look to a man, you know, Devon Toner come in, he might not have started that game apart from the lineup last week, delivers, you know, Marmion has to step into Conor Murray's shoes, delivers, you know, Josh van der Fly comes in for Levy, delivers, you know, you would have said prior to this game yesterday when you started saying Henshaw out, Murray out, Levy now out, you know, are they going to be good enough to do it? Those other guys just fitted in seamlessly, and that has been some of Joe's mark, that the players can come in seamlessly and take over. Happened in South Africa, started a couple of years ago, happened in South Africa, where players just come in and out of the system.
I think one big thing though, Dara, is that Rory touched on it there in his post-match interview, the atmosphere out there. Puppy and I stayed down pitch side for the haka. You could just feel the buzz in the